Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Cryptocurrencies had a somewhat good day. Bitcoin experienced a 2.8% increase. The price of XRP and Ethereum rose 1.8% on the same day. According to Cardano, Solana is enjoying a fantastic day, with a gain of almost $100. Outside of those top tokens, it was a fairly green day for the market as a whole. The winner, in my opinion, was a token that went for approximately 53 cents, which was up 7.5% from the previous day. Cryptos are having a good day, so that's good. Now, BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF is completely dominating. The firm's holdings of Bitcoin have recently surpassed $2 billion. It has always seemed to me like BlackRock and Faithfulness are going to get into a gunfight. Now, Fidelity isn't slack. They handle their own custody, have a lengthy history in the crypto space, and make it easy to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum on their platform. That team is in the hunt. But I'm starting to think this is a black box game that you're going to lose. Once again, this market will be cornered by someone, and that person will derive great value from the trading volume. Additionally, many ETF issuers are heavily advertising their products in an effort to attract investors. Right now, even though it's great for a few of these ETFs, Grayscale has had a terrible time of it. Huge discharges are still visible. And the only rationale I can think of for holding on to GBTC is if you're sitting on a huge profit and would rather not incur taxes merely to transfer it to another investment vehicle that offers the same exposure to Bitcoin. Aside from that, you should sell that thing immediately if you aren't sitting on a major capital gain. However, paying the 1.5% management charge instead of taking the capital gains could be the most cost-effective option for many people in the near run. Consequently, it's likely that many people are unable to escape at the present moment. I think it will be disastrous for Grayscale if we see a dip, though. It will be interesting to watch. Is BlackRock involved with Fidelity, or does someone else attempt to acquire them? You would get a lot of market share, a ton of Bitcoin, and it would be all over Red Rover if they did it. It will be fascinating to observe whether BlackRock or Fidelity are motivated enough to make that move if those exorbitant fees weren't included. Coming to our attention now is Anthony Scaramucci, who is forecasting that Bitcoin will reach 170,000 posts. The remainder of the cryptocurrency market will experience massive growth if Bitcoin's price increases by that amount. Is it completely implausible? In no world. Looking at how he arrived at that figure, though, I see that he considered past events and performed some calculations in Forex. That sort of thing almost never succeeds, and I'm not sure what else to tell you. Although I no longer make my own price forecasts, I was surprised that Bitcoin didn't break $100,000 the last time around, so it's possible that we may witness significant growth. Just sitting back and saying, you know what? I think it's gonna go up is all I do. That is the extent of my assistance to you. The SEC is currently delaying decisions related to Grayscale. Along with spot exchange-traded funds (ETFs) provided by BlackRock. And if passed as prologue, the SEC will wait until the last possible moment to make a decision. They would like to downplay or ignore this. However, they are truly cornered. Much of it is related to the Ripple court case, which they lost spectacularly since the judge ruled that XRP is not a security. And the SEC will have a hard time turning around after that. Unless there's a compelling reason, they should refrain from claiming the token as a security and instead apply same logic to other tokens. You may make that claim in other contexts, but not with your primary cryptocurrency holdings. I believe this gets completed. They will hold off on BlackRock until the very last minute. It's August 7th. However, similar to Bitcoin, they will likely approve all of them simultaneously if they do approve any. Due dates for many of these spot ETF theories are set for May. Thus, we might learn by May whether this is indeed going to take place or not. For the time being, it is irrelevant. There won't be 6,000 exchange-traded funds, ETFs, and the principle behind them will eventually spread to the wider crypto industry. All of the big ones, though, will offer exposure to the market as a whole through bundled products or their own exchange-traded funds. Prepare for it. The timing is irrelevant. After suffering such huge defeats in recent court cases, I seriously doubt the SEC can afford to drag its feet on this any longer. They are simply not benefiting from it. Ripple is seeking a new employee to aid in their efforts to increase the use of institutional decentralized finance, and I am thrilled about the prospect of working for them. In light of this is likely to be a rapidly expanding market for financial institutions. Many are interested in DeFi but are waiting for the perfect product, which Ripple may provide. And if you can use AM's excellent asset tokenization capabilities, the XRP ledger becomes much more compelling. According to Robo, it might be a major use case for the XRP ledger, which would lead to widespread adoption among institutions and, ultimately, substantial growth. The day will come when all assets are tokenized and traded on a blockchain, basically. According to the firm's search for a senior management of business development who can help them find financial institutions and institutional investors interested in investing in tokenized real-world assets. Since its inception, the XRP ledger has allowed users to record any type of value, making it an ideal platform for this kind of transaction. And that was the main focus of most Ripples, even more so than XRP. From the very beginning. Even though he talks a lot about adding various items to the ledger, Chris Larsen doesn't mention XRP very often when he speaks. Thus, this has been purpose-built for this use case from the start. And we have no doubt that this will be a major event. Both of these assets resist tokenization and have enormous potential for growth within the XRP ecosystem, where Ripple is a participant. And since this is an open source and public ledger, we can utilize many of these things ourselves if Ripple decides to build out a lot of these infrastructure and tools. It's not only for institutions, though. Therefore, I eagerly anticipate the completion of both of those. So, I'm putting this out there because I really think this. Many believe XRP is reserved for large institutions and that there is a conspiratorial conspiracy afoot. All this nonsense is just for your knowledge. The unexpected visit from FinCEN made Ripple feel threatened. Additionally, in the belief that the government would leave them alone, they shifted their focus from retail use cases to only collaborating with institutions. Yeah, that was a bust. I mean, come on. There's a massive consumer base out there that would be absolutely thrilled to download and utilize Ripple's app if they released a top-notch service. Plus, I feel like they're completely missing out on a great chance. By the way, did you hear about the new retail app that Ripple released for the XRPL? I shared it on Twitter. It must, of course, be a practical and beneficial use. How people respond will be observed. We can see a vast market that is eager to become your customer, and I think most people would say yes. Brad Garland stated it this way: you have a huge consumer base that is ready to use some exciting new products. And it is totally correct. You're essentially giving Ethereum free reign over your retail users so they may monitor the price of their tokens. We're not banks or institutions, and you're choosing to disregard this entire market even though we have some top-notch apps. This market is ours to conquer. We won't even need to consult our board to decide whether ABS is good. Opinions of others are irrelevant to me. One of the worst mistakes in cryptocurrency history, in my opinion, will occur if they do not address retail users at some point. What you need is a clear runway, and you have one here. Since you now know that XRP is not a security, they are free to collaborate with us. You can now conduct business on the decentralized exchange's secondary exchanges directly on the XRP ledger. They can construct something that will compete with anything. Get moving, we need to quit being spectators. Along with only collaborating with financial institutions. They are free to change course if they so desire. Their wealth is in the billions of dollars. Lots of XRP as well. As if you have the means to put it into action. I think that would be a tremendous market if we were to acquire it. This is the crux of the matter. The SEC may have intentions to appeal XRP's rolling Coinbase victory. Assuming this has to make it all the way to Coinbase. We won't be rolling for a long time. Therefore, all that remains is for the judge to throw out this case, and either it will come up or they will have to halt everything. Short of matters directly pertaining to security law, they are essentially handling crypto. Not their crazy interpretation of what they think security legislation should be. It seems to me that there's just no way that case will be dismissed. There is a chance here, according to a lot of the specialists who were present at the hearing. Thus, it is clear that the SEC will have to start from scratch if Coinbase loses this case, especially considering our early and decisive success. And, in my opinion, crypto should be left alone. Is that the case? The idea that I expect this would last is so unbelievable to me. A few years pass before Coinbase achieves a huge win. I guess we'll find out later. Lastly, keep in mind that there is a great deal of current activity, including, but not limited to, issues between the United States and Iran. We have the Federal Reserve, which is expected to make rate decreases. The odds of this happening are 2% this month, 40% next, and 88% in May. Therefore, it is likely that they will lower such interest rates. If things are this bad, then things must be very bad somewhere. There are a lot of things they need to accomplish here. Plus, it's hardly a crypto issue if something appears here and brings crypto down, is it? Well, that's an issue that affects the whole world. We'll get back on our feet after that. While we work our way through the first 3 months of this year, there are a lot of landmines that many of you are aware of. Some people you're familiar with can be somewhat annoying. It's a chance, so don't be anxious. Again, I'm not claiming that Cryptus is about to crash, but we have certain security-related tasks to complete this quarter. You should just accept it and be ready for it. It won't change much. If it happens again, you'll adore it since it's an opportunity to get quality coins at rock-bottom costs. Otherwise, things are going swimmingly, and we're generating money, which is something you can't help but love. Post your comments below, and tell me what you think. Please subscribe and like as always. See you soon, bye.